show the brothers some love, you know.
Everyone's starting to talk about just the fact that you got Matt here now, Lance is here now, you know, Jordan is here last year, half the season. You were the first one on this team to be here. How have you changed from, like, what was your thought when you got here in 2008?
When I first came here with Mike and Mark, and it was different, man. And, you know, we changed the whole culture, you know. I think our first year we won like 40 games, and the next year we went to the playoffs or something happened, but just we kept every I came, we kept building and building. Mm-hmm. And guys kept getting better. This guy Mike Conley and Mark and guys just started coming into their own and developing as great players and starting to believe, and you know, we just changed it and everybody got to playing better.
So you guys have been winning. This is the 6th straight year y'all gonna make the playoffs. Right. And the interesting thing is, when you got to Memphis, that wasn't happening. Like your first year, I was there. I'm from Philly, so I was my guy and everything.
My boy.
So, do you see a scenario where the Clippers are kind of like you guys for only a few years?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, because, you know, like you said, they, you know, I left Clippers in 2009. Blake, and, you know what I'm saying? They get to winning and get to coming. And they got Blake, and they started doing better every year. You know, and made the playoffs and got Chris, and you know, DJ came into his own and got better as a player. So I mean, you can say that. You can really, you know, similarities, a lot of similarities to each other.
And then finally, all these guys that came to Memphis, mentioned before, that you're playing with now. What was your thought process when you actually got to Los Angeles and knew, okay, I'm a Clipper? And you talk about the change in the Memphis organization. Right. What was the change in this organization? When you
Clippers? Yeah. What's the change now?
Well, when you got here, what was your feeling that you were in? Were you kind of like, why am I here? Why I'm kind of lost? Or, like, what was your thought process? Because maybe you shared that story about getting to LA.
I mean, you know, it was different. It's different now. And when you was here, you know, we really weren't winning, and you know, playing under the shadows of the Lakers. Now it's kind of opposite. You know, this team is a team to be reckoned with, and one of the good teams. You know, so it's different now.
Last time I got a chance to speak to you was really when you got introduced here.
Yeah.
And we're talking what? It's April now. 8-9 months later, how you feel like your rookie year has gone?
It's been a huge adjustment. You know, huge transition from you know, just being here and you know, back and forth from the D League. But you know, I've learned a lot. You know, from being here and then being in the D League, and you know, just learning. You know, each and every day, just learning, getting better. And you know, really just embracing it, you know, embracing the guys on this team, and you know, watch, you know, what the older guys do in their, you know, their everyday lives on and off the court. So
if you had to, I don't know if you go back and you look at your games in the D League, mm-hmm. but if you had to evaluate yourself as a player just off of what you've shown in the D League, how would you describe Dawson?
I would say, well, in the beginning, you know, it was kind of tough for me because I didn't know what to expect. You know, that was my first time, you know, going to D League and, you know, played for 3 teams. But I'll say, you know, the very first 2 teams I went to, you know, I say my approach was a lot different. You know, I didn't have quite like the right mindset. But you know, the third team I played for, it was much better. You know, I was playing much better, and you know, I approached the game a lot, you know, differently. You know, just coming in and, you know, spending more time, you know, watching film and just, you know, taking care of my body, doing all the little things. So.
You mentioned you had to change your mindset. What was the issue with the first 2 teams when you had to change something?
Yeah, I say like I said, I just didn't know what to expect. You know, it took a huge toll on me because, you know, I was going back and forth and, you know, playing with guys I never played with before, and you know, it was just new to me. So I think you know, the you know, playing for the first 2 teams, you know, it helped me a lot. You know, I grew a lot from, you know, the experience and you know what it takes and you know what to expect. So that's why, you know, the third team and, you know, I played, you know, a lot better.
And then the last question, going into this summer, mm-hmm. what's the one thing, if you're talking about defense, positional awareness, what's the one thing you need to work on?
I'll say, you know, I'll just say, you know, just really just working on my game and, you know, like you said, you know, awareness and, just chipping away that every day. Putting up shots, putting up reps every day, and spending time, working on ball handling, and being around guys who really has the same mindset. Who wants to be successful, who wants to get better. So,
okay,
yeah.
All right. So, I wanted to ask you about obviously your second postseason. Things are a lot different this time than they were this time last year. So, with the fact that not just Blake and Chris being out, but JJ hurting so much, has it crossed your mind that there could be a spot for you to contribute tonight?
I mean, it's possible. Anything can happen. Foul trouble, just special situations where I can go in there and help out for a few minutes here and there. I know he has his 10 guys, but it's good to have some security in the 11th and 12th spots. So you just stay ready, know what's going on, and compete.
So we talked about last year about how you're behind JJ, behind Jamal, how you feel like they're grooming you to work on your ball handling and passing. So,
it's part of the game. Just getting better every year. What I'm working on this year, I might not be working on next year at the postseason. I made a completely different situation, but the situation I'm in, I'm still, getting comfortable playing out there. Got a little bit more significant minutes, so my confidence is a little bit better. But yeah, I'm still learning, but they're definitely trying to instill some things in me that JJ and Jamal do, so I can kind of, fit that mold, what they need.
If you needed to go out there and compete tonight, what is the one thing that you feel most confident in your abilities right now?
It's the ability to compete. That's the biggest thing. Obviously, I'm most comfortable with my jump shot. So if that's something they need, I know that's something that I bring to the table. So just knowing that, just going out there being aggressive, and, playing smart is the biggest thing.
I wanted to ask you about just the last 2 summers. The fact that the Clippers really could use you and weren't able to close the deal. What was it like to at least have the possibility of coming to LA to play for the Clippers?
Right. It wasn't really a lot of interest last summer, but the summer before last, it was a lot. It came down for either the Clippers or the Lakers. I decided to go with the Lakers. Obviously, this was more playing time and just being able to be out on the floor. But, I always, respected Doc and, like the way he plays, so it is what it is.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, back in the day, NBA Jam was on, and your Pop Terry was on the Mavericks roster. So him being in the league, and now you're in the league, does he impart any kind of wisdom to you as far as like how to approach not just the NBA season, but now that you're in the postseason, like how to approach that differently?
Right. He just lets me be my own person. He don't pressure me and try to make me do this or do that. He just lets me be the man. If I have advice, I come to it with it, and he'll give me a real answer.
And finally, with your role here, as many rebounds that you got off the bench, and the emphasis has been on really limiting you and Mason on the boards. What is your point of priority to trying to crash the boards, and how are you trying to achieve that with Mason on the floor?
I'm just going to do what I'm going to do. Mason the same way. We're just going to play our games. And, obviously we're more locked in because it's the playoffs, and it's a lot more attention to detail. But things really not going to change. At the end of the day, we're still playing 48 minutes of basketball.
So, first thing, I'm Law Murray. I went to Friends Central.
Oh, for
real? Yeah. So you were a year younger than me at Episcopal. So I actually remember playing against you and Wayne.
You was there with Staff.
Yeah, Stop was 2 years
older than you.
Yeah, and Shannon Easley was 04. I played with Kyrie.
Okay.
Actually, the day y'all came in 05, that was my birthday. So, and y'all just came to Friends with y'all. It wasn't competitive that year.
Yeah, we double.
But I know you might 06, your year, it was a senior heavy team. Justin Plummer, Dwight Dawson, Rob Ricketts, all those guys. But I wanted to talk about just the fact that you're in the Western Conference playoffs, and if you feel like, even though this is game one, but if you feel like there's a different vibe in the West than your years in the East.
Not really. I mean, not that I can notice right now. Maybe see when the game starts. But, I expect the games to be regular playoff games. I mean, it'll be fast-paced and physical, defensive games. And, I'll let you know if anything changes.
Yeah. You got more comfortable after the All-Star break. That's what it looked like at least. What did you anticipate when you arrived here, and how do you feel like your role has changed as the years gone?
Coming off a hip injury or hip surgery, I didn't have a lot of expectations. I just wanted to get myself back to a point where I could be playing strong, getting up and down the court strong. I was on crutches for 2 months, so that was my main focus, was just getting back healthy. And then, as I got on the court, just find my way within the team and try to do my best to help us, the best way I could.
And I'll leave you with this one. So your dad playing for the Celtics, going up against Austin Rivers' father, going up against the Hawks. Does your father talk to you about what his experience is like and try and impart some wisdom into your playoff experience?
Yeah, I mean, he's emphasized to me before. I mean, he's played in the playoffs so many times and gone deep in the playoffs, championships and whatnot. But there's no need to be nervous or too excited for the game, because once you tip and you get into the game, it's just like any other game. It's no different. Obviously it'll be they'll have a little more preparation for us, but just go out there and play a game and do what you've done all year.
All right, so first thing I got to ask you is, you're about to go into a playoff series with Portland, which, because it's 2016 and not 2006, that's as close as we get to the Pacific Northwest. So when you find out about the matchup, was there any outside of basketball emotions that go into it?
Not at all, actually. I just figured we've had some good games this year. Obviously, they're a good team on the rise, so it was more so about just our team. Yeah, at this time of year, you can't have no personal things going.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, getting back to the court, last couple of years you had the calf issues. This year you didn't have that. You played more than you actually finished the season. So physically, how do you feel? And do you feel like you're prepared for a better postseason run than the last?
Yeah, for sure. Just being in rhythm. I think being healthy, all that plays a part. So I'm excited about this, and I feel like our team is peaking at the right time. I feel like the pieces we added, the pieces obviously we already have, I think it's been great for our team going forward.
And then finally, JJ hurting over this past week, and you being the kind of emergency starter. Obviously Jay's going to start today, but what was practice like the last couple of days? And did you have to fill in for him? Yeah,
but we all kind of fill in for each other. We're all, all over the place as far as working with different units and things of that nature. Obviously, we want JJ healthy, and when he's healthy, he takes us to another level. He gets us off to great starts, and I think that he'll be ready to go. So I'm feeling good about it.
And I actually got one more for you.
Okay.
Obviously, guys who start, they look at their matchups and they're like, okay, this is the easy cross matchup. Obviously, DeAndre and Mason, Chris and Dame. So, with you coming off the bench, who do you look at across the
just all their guards, because usually in the playoffs the rotation kind of shortens. So I look at all their guards, all their wing players, and have them all study down from there.
So I got a few questions to ask you.
Yeah, sure.
First thing, obviously Paul's got a ring, but you got a ring too. Yeah. So did that play a part in you getting 2 contracts with the team this year, and did you get to share as much of your championship experience from 2 years ago as Paul's gotten to share?
I've only been here, for a little bit compared to how long Paul's been here. He's been here for the whole season, so can't really compare what he's talked about. And but I know he's brought a lot of experience to the game and to the team, and that's what I've tried to do too. So, we go minute per minute in finals. He probably got me beat by a lot, but just being on a championship team and knowing what it takes to win it. I've been trying to share everything I can with everybody, the players, even some of the coaches have asked me questions too. So, I've been an open book about it, and guys have been, really trying to pick my brain the whole time.
Now, you started your career, early in your career you was with the Portland Trailblazers. So, obviously, the team is a lot different now than when you were there. But obviously, you're probably seeing some familiar faces, even though the guys on the court.
Yeah, through the years, I was playing against them familiar faces, but I don't think there's one guy on the team that was there when I was there. Mm-hmm. I don't think so. All the coaches are different. Like the office people are different. The players are all different. I know for sure the last guy that I knew that was there when I was there was LaMarcus. LaMarcus is in San Antonio now, so I don't think there's anybody that's there now that was there when I was there, but that was a little while ago. So.
Yeah. Does that lessen the feeling of the matchup?
No, it's not like for them to be an old team makes it mean more. We know what's at stake here. And they have something to prove. They feel like they have something to prove. We feel like we have something to prove as well. So, we're both approaching it with that mentality and that approach. So, we'll see how it goes. But for me, it's not really more like, I started there and, I know these guys and, when I was there, this is what happened. So I really want to take it to them. It's like, nah, man. So maybe in the regular season it might be like that, but it's playoff time, man. No matter who we're playing, we're trying to beat everybody that that comes in front of us. So we don't really need too much extra motivation for that.
Right, and in that vein, going into the postseason, going into game 1 tonight, like what's been your main priority as far as being someone who fits a role on this team?
My main thing is just always be involved in the game, and make an impact however you can. It don't matter if I play 1 minute, play 5 minutes, I don't play at all. There's always ways that I can impact the game and be positive. There's going to be games. It's a game of runs. There's going to be times where they're playing really well and you might be off a little bit, and you got to stay on the guys. Keep your heads up. It's playoff time. This is how it's supposed to go. This is how it's going to be. Just keep chipping away. And sometimes when we're playing really well and they're playing bad, like, hey, don't let off the pedal. Like, put them out. Let's do this. Like, don't relax. There's things that you got to say to keep guys focused and engaged the whole time. And I got to be the same way. So, like I said, if I play a minute, 5 minutes, whatever, when I go out there, I can make an impact and I'm not there looking lost.
Right. Going into this matchup real quick. So, first thing is you're still in the starting lineup after, coming over this offseason, one of the last guys on the roster. What's your focus going into this series what will a successful series individually look like for you?
Obviously, one of the main reasons why in the rotation is my defensive abilities. So nothing's changed. I've been pretty much guarding the best offensive player on the other team the whole season. So just going into it is keeping that same mindset of trying to make it tough for them. Make it hard for them to score. Those guys are good players, man, especially Dame and CJ. So just trying to make it tough for them. Need help from my teammates, but it's a defensive approach to the series first, and then offensively, just kind of being able to play off CP, Blake, and JJ. Just making cuts, taking open shots when he's there, setting good screens, just kind of being a good guy.
Do you feel like you're going to stay on Al-Farouq more, or do you feel like you're going to have an opportunity to get at the guards?
No, I'm going to be on CJ more. I'm not sure how they're starting, but the way we practice, they'll probably go with Al-Farouq at the 4. So, but I mean, the way they play, you get matched up with, CJ, Damian, Al-Farouq based on the switches and how we defend them. So I'm going to be on one of them at some point during the game, on all of them at the end of the game. So just got to be ready. Same intensity, same thing. Just go at it defensively, trying to make it tough.
What's the challenge that guarding someone that is basically point guard size than CJ give you as someone who you've played both forward spots in the league?
You always got to be wary of their abilities to take you off the dribble. Obviously, their speed and their ability to handle the ball. But those guys are good shooters too, so it's kind of tough because you got to be up with it and take away the shot and also make sure you stay in front of them. So, you know, with matchups like this, you just try to use your length as much as possible. Make sure that any shots they get is contested shot. Trying to be physical with them and, you know, see where it goes.
So, I mean, my first question would just be, what made you want to spend as much time overseas as you had to? Was that your decision, or was that pretty much the league saying, hey, we need to keep you away from that?
Nah. I went over there during the lockout, so how it all started was the NBA was a lockout, there was no basketball here, and my stepfather from Israel, and David Blatt, the coach of the former coach of the Cavs, was my head coach in Israel. Playing for him and just playing out there, I fell in love with it. My market value got extremely high. I was a free agent the next summer and got offered, you know, twice as much money as I was making here in the NBA. And figured, why not try it? I'll be able to play 35 minutes a game and make good money and enjoy it. And since I had such a good time during the lockout, I figured I would give it a shot. And that's what opened the European market up for me, and even my eyes to say that it would be something that I was even considering. And then this past last year, after I parted ways with the Clippers, the same coaching staff and group that I played for over there in Turkey, I went back and played for them again to finish the season off, to help them qualify for the EuroLeague and stuff like that. So that's what it was. And then this year, I signed back with the team in Israel again. Just want to play, man. I've always just wanted to play. I really enjoy being out there on the floor and having big responsibility and stuff like that. And then something happened mid-season where I had to come home and deal with some personal issues, and they were cool enough to just let me go and handle my stuff. And I didn't have a plan. I figured I would probably have to wait it out till next summer. But unfortunately for some of these guys getting injured, opened the opportunity for me here, and I was just working out every day, just staying ready in case something like this happened. And lucky for me, like I said, you never want to see anybody get injured in this business, but it gave me a chance and opportunity, and I was ready enough to make the most of it and be able to stick here, and I think it's a great fit all the way around.
So you would say then it sounds like you almost consider yourself more of an import player more than a domestic player in the NBA.
No, I mean, I just had it was just good timing for me. No, it worked out. The lockout presented opportunity, and it kind of just organically grew from there. And, you know, for me and my family, we enjoyed traveling and adventure and, you know, life experience of living in a different country and different culture. But I'm from Los Angeles. I played for UCLA after high school, and then I got drafted by the Lakers. So I stayed in LA, you know, until I was 24 years old.
Yeah.
And that may be another reason why, you know, I was open to some change or something different. But yeah, I definitely don't feel that I'm an import player. I just feel that I'm a guy who just took to take a chance on something different than the norm.
Do you feel like you've grown not just as a player, but also off the floor in the last year?
Absolutely. I mean, every day, for sure. Excuse me, going over there, I mean, life is different. You get a different perspective on the world in general. You know, everything's not how we do things here in America. And it's great. It was a great life experience for myself and my family.
And finally, I mean, you got Lance who's come over. Zach has been with this team before. Matt, he played with you last year with the Clippers. Has there been any kind of, is the fact that you guys were all here even a thing, or is just, all right, it's a coincidence we're all here, but y'all kind of over it at this point?
I mean, I think media or outside sources probably make it a little bigger than it is for us in here. We understand this is a business, and there's not too many guys who play with one organization their whole career, you know? So
right.
It's part of it.
It isn't as often that so many guys from the same competitive conference
go to the same other team.
Wind up meeting up and reuniting on the same squad.
Yeah, no, I mean, crazier things have happened in this business.
Yeah.
But we don't talk about it much though, honestly. It's just something that happened, and it kind of is what it is. Matt spent the most time here. You know, Lance and I were here for, I think, half a season each. So
right.
It's just a little bit different.
And then I'm gonna leave you with this. Playoffs obviously start this weekend, and this is a situation where, and correct me if I'm wrong, but the last time you were in a situation where you won a postseason team was with the Lakers.
Mm-hmm.
What is I don't want to say what's your mindset going in. I mean, obviously the mindset is play your best to win, but your role is way different on this team than it would be on those Lakers teams that were defending championships. So how do you mold the development of yourself as a player to your current situation where you're about to be a starting point guard in the postseason?
For me, man, honestly, I'm still learning. I'm still learning the guys. I'm still learning the system. I'm just trying to make it as smooth of a transition as possible, and then still, find a way to be aggressive and impact the game with all that other stuff going on in my mind. I just use my experience on being in the NBA, being in these situations, kind of learning how to play NBA basketball and organize a team and make sure everything's running smoothly. But I'm playing 4 more minutes a game than I did on those championship teams. So, I'm still not, playing starter minutes and stuff like that. So it's a little different of an experience, but at the same time, just trying to get what I can for the team. Whatever I tell me to play 5 minutes or 30 minutes, I'm out there and I just try to do my best, man. That's really how I approach it.